Hey guys, so this is the last video in this series, which is how to work on an AVL engine. So now we're going to be working on the clutch. We have to change the oil in our clutch. So in order to do that, first we have to get the gear lever off and get the foot peg off. So let me do that and then we'll go into it. Okay, so we have the gear lever and the foot peg off. So in the AVL engine there is no drain plug for the clutch. There is no drain bolt. Okay, so what you're seeing here is an oil level check, not a drain bolt. So don't mistake that for a drain bolt. You have to actually take the case off to get all the oil out. So let me first crack open. This is a 11 mm. Okay, so you can use a screwdriver as well. Once you've broken it loose, it has a washer on it. Like in the previous videos, when I'm putting it back, I will actually be putting some Teflon tape on there. So as you can see, there's no oil oozing out. The oil level is pretty low. So let's break these open and then we can get the case off. And before I do that, let me also open the filler plug. So there is a special tool that the company has that they want you to use. So it's just like this drain plug, just like this filler plug, but it has a little handle so that you can pull the case off. I don't have that, so I'm just using what I have, which is my hands, and that's what I'm going to be using. Right, so much of silicone gasket sealant. Okay, so let's keep breaking these Allen screws loose and then we can get the case off. So this is a little bit of a messy process, which you will see in a minute. Just have to be a little patient so that you don't make too much of a mess. I'm just loosening them up first, and then we can actually open the case. So make sure not to strip the head of the Allen screws also, guys. Be careful about that. There will be a mess, so just be careful to catch all the oil into the catch can or the catch tray, whatever you have. Okay. Let me remove the bottom bolts first, and then we can take the ones on top off. Okay. There's no length difference in any of these, so you don't have to be worried about that. So in the older cast iron engine, there was just one bolt which you would loosen and the whole case would come off, but here they've given us 10. It's a different design compared to cast iron. You can see the oil is already beginning to drip. Which is a good thing, that's what we want. So while we're at it, what we can do is also check the slackness of the primary chain. which I'm sure is fine, but when we open it we'll know how it is. Again, sorry about the angles, guys. I'm just doing the best I can. As you can see, the oil is beginning to drip down. At this stage we need to be cautious, hold the pan in place so that it doesn't spill on the floor. So whenever it comes to clutch work, I usually go to a mechanic because there are certain tools that you require. I'm just too lazy to buy them and do it. It's too much work, man. But if it's maintenance like this, I do it at home because it's fun, it's easy, you learn new things along the way. 2 more bolts to go. My hands are slippery with oil. That's the reason why I'm being super slow. Pardon my slowness. I'm just going to let it slow drip like this. If I break the seal off immediately, it's going to make a mess. Also, what you would need to do is you would need to disconnect your alternator or stator cable here on top. I'll show you that in a minute. So this cable, you need to disconnect that. Okay, that's one. And let me disconnect that and then we'll. There you go, guys. Cables are disconnected. I'm just going to gently open the case up. Don't want to make too much of a mess. So the coil is inside a magnet here. It's going to pull a little bit, so with a little gentle persuasion it will come loose. Just going to use a plastic mallet. Makeshift plastic mallet. There we go. Make sure you don't damage the gasket as well. I have another gasket, but if this one's fine, I don't want to waste it. So make sure to take this out carefully, guys. The previous mechanic seems to have really fixed it in there. Okay, I'm just going to let that drain. Keep that to the side. Okay, don't let the wire get into the oil. Okay, so this is what the clutch looks like inside a 5-speed. AVL. So seems kind of okay. The slack. I'll check it again anyways. Okay, so what I did was I turned the engine over with a kicker lever, and now as you can see there's a lot of slack in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up, open the adjuster nut, and just adjust the slack a little bit. So I believe the The workshop manual says 3 to 4 mm, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I usually just do this by hand. I don't measure. I know I should measure, but so as you can see, there is a lock nut here that I open, and then just below that there is another nut that you can use to increase and decrease the tension or the slack of the chain. So the mechanic has seemed to have added some material here. I'm thinking this chain is beyond its service limit now. Probably have to change it. I have another duplex chain which I will get changed in some time. It's a tedious process. You have to take the magneto out, and for that you have to have a special tool that you have to use to pull the magneto out. It's called a puller, right? And then you have to actually take the entire clutch out, the whole thing, and then this sprocket comes off and this one comes off, and then you're able to fix the new chain. So I'm not going to involve myself in that. I will, however, take it to a mechanic at some point and get it done. So I'm thinking this one is a 11.2. Let me check. The top one was 11. This one has to be 11.2. Is it a 10? No, it is 11. So let me tighten that and I'll continue, guys. Okay, so I was having a little bit of trouble because there's this extra material the mechanic has added down here, but it seems to be lefty tighty righty loosey, right? So I'm just tightening it a little bit. So as you can see, the slack is much better now. You don't want to over tighten it as well, right? That feels a little too tight, but maybe I can just reduce it a little bit. Yeah, that's about good enough. And then we tighten the lock nut and we are good to go. So like I said, at some point I will have to change the duplex chain. I think sooner than later would be better, right? So what I'll do is I'll kick the engine over again a few times, and you can check it at different times, see if it's good. Yep, it seems to be good. Be careful, guys, don't let your fingers get caught snagged in the sprockets. So as you can see, at different points, this is exactly the point where the cam is crossing the lobe. Seems to be the loosest here, but otherwise it's fine. Seems to be good. Yep, I'm happy with that. So we can close this up. We cleaned everything mostly, right? Check the lock nut is good. We cleaned the outer case as well, so that's your alternator or your stator, right? That's where the power generates for the battery and everything else. So I'm just going to clean the inside a little bit and then we'll fix it up and fill in the oil. Using a new gasket, I'm just going to use some tape. I'm just going to use some paste and fix it back. That's how it is sometimes, guys. When you plan something, it may not work out. So have your alternatives ready and keep moving forward. Let me just clean the case a little bit. Again, I don't know if I should use paste. I usually don't like to, because with the company gaskets, with the original gaskets, they hold up pretty good. So I think I will not use paste this time. Let's see how it goes. New gasket, as you can see, it's the black one. It's made by the company. I'm just applying a small amount of paste on the bottom, just so that the case itself, just so that the gasket doesn't move out of place. But other than that, I think we're fine without using a paste. So yeah, let's try this again. Again, be careful of your fingers, guys. Before you slap it back in place, make sure that the wire is inserted correctly. Let me do this and then we'll continue. So I managed to get the case back in onto the motorcycle. Always ensure that the gasket is aligned with your screws. Right? You don't want to be damaging the gasket. Always check the bottom first. If you want to be extra careful, you can pull the case out just a little bit so that you can see if the screws are turning in correctly. I remember seeing one of Chinmay Bro's videos, Mech Auto Clinic. You guys should really check out that channel if you want to learn more about motorcycle maintenance and stuff like that. I'm just a hobbyist. I'm not a mechanic, right? I'm just doing this for fun. However, if you own an Enfield, you will have to learn how to do these things at some point. The gasket is not aligned on the right hand side, so I'm going to just check that. Again, we don't want to damage our gasket. Check if it's inserted correctly. Check the dowel pin on the bottom as well, and on the top. It is not aligning properly on this side. See, this is what you need to be careful about, guys. See, the dowel pin is moved out of place. So you need to be super careful about these things when working on old motorcycles like this. Okay, I think we're okay now. Let's see how this goes. Again, ensure that your cable is right place. Ensure that the case is so this requires a little bit of persuasion, like that, right? Now we can see that it's aligned in place everywhere. Again, check on the bottom to see if you can avoid this by just adding some paste, making sure that the entire thing is held in place. Or you can do what I did. Mine is a little more fun, a little more stressful. Okay. Just need one more screw. Where did it go? Let me find it. Okay guys, new gasket on, and as you can see I've actually added gasket paste just to be safe. Now we tighten the bolts up in opposites like I mentioned before. I hope it's fine this time. Remember guys, just hand tight, don't use brutal force. You don't need to. Okay, now you can go in order and check all of them one by one. Okay, so that's it. Let's fill the oil and be done with it. Again, check the drain plug. Check the oil overflow area to know if you've filled enough oil or not. 450 ml. Fill slowly so that you don't waste any oil when it starts oozing out of the okay, I think I can see a little bit of oil oozing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for a few seconds. I'm going to quickly prepare the nut for the oil level check. I'm just going to add some Teflon tape on it so that I can keep it ready once the oil starts oozing from there, and we can close it up. Anyway, check on the bottom, is there any oil? No, I can only see some paste on the bottom, so I think we're good. Again, not too much, just a little, just how we did it for the previous ones. This itself is too much. Just want to get it on the thread. This is good enough. So there is a fiber washer. There are two here. I'm just going to reuse them. Maybe clean it up. Keep it ready so that when the oil starts oozing, we can close it up right away. Okay, let me continue pouring oil. As you can see, there is a little bit of oil oozing, but we'll let it flow out freely. Then we know that we are good to go. Oh, there we go. So you can actually see the oil slowly trickling out. Maybe I should go just a little more. Yep, that's right about where we want it. Can you see it dripping out? Yep. So let's close this up. And we can be done. Just going to use a screwdriver to tighten it up, and then we can use a spanner to tighten it down. Okay, there we go. Again, we use a 11 size spanner. Just snug fit, that's it, we're done. So at this point we will put the oil filler cap back on. we have to reconnect our wires, which I will do, and then we'll start it up, and then we'll just check the motorcycle one last time. So that's about it, guys. I have the gear lever back on and the foot brake. So yep, we've successfully changed the oil in the clutch part of our AVL engine. So if you guys have any questions or doubts, or you want to discuss anything, please make sure to ask it in the comment section. If you enjoy content like this, please consider subscribing. See you all in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.